people of Earth! Since you did not return the space cash, your species and your planet is hereby forever blocked off and barred from the rest of the universe. Goodbye.
Katy Perry, I just want to congratulate you on being the first astronaut to sing in space for real.
Thanks, Jeff. It was one small step for women, one giant leap for my lifetime's tour. By the way, it's Captain Perry now. I know you're just a simple businessman, but I went to space for real.
10 minutes. That's all it took for Katy Perry to blast through the Kármán line, kiss the edge of space, and drop back to Earth.
The women experienced 4 minutes of weightlessness. Katy held up a daisy for the camera.
They are floating, they are weightless, they are experiencing zero G for the very first time in their lives.
Yet in the same breath, the pop titan catapulted herself into one of 2025's loudest culture war flashpoints. Sold as a giant leap for women in STEM, the 14 April Blue Origin hop was supposed to crown her new era.
If you actually cared about the advancement of women in science, STEM, tech, whatever, you would actually send people who were qualified and not just people who were trying to be the flavor of the week. Anyway, this all sounds like a tremendous waste of money, effort, time, resources, scientific research, and publicity.
Instead, it spawned a meme avalanche, a therapy session confession, and, in July, a primetime South Park takedown ready to immortalize the whole fiasco in cartoon ink. Buckle up. This is the tale of how an 11-minute joyride spiraled into an orbit-wide PR disaster. Coming next, the hard numbers behind that glossy launch, because the math tells a different story. When the sun climbed over Van Horn, Texas, Blue Origin's new Shepard booster stood gleaming. 6 seats, 6 women, and PR copy thick enough to choke a spacesuit filter.
We are the Taking Up Space crew. There's 6 of us, all women. It's a historical flight to space because it's the first time that all women have been in space. And I'm so excited for this launch. I have never felt this much love like I have felt today. I feel like my message that I'm getting is you never know the amount of love that you have inside of you until the day you launch.
Headlines dubbed it the first all-female crew since 1963, with Perry sharing the cabin alongside Lauren Sánchez, Gayle King, aerospace engineer Aisha Bowe, civil rights advocate Amanda Nguyen, and producer Carrie Ann Flynn.
This supposedly revolutionary, iconic, amazing, never before seen, all-female crew was actually not a group of very well-trained, educated astronauts. Rather, it was 2 scientists who nobody cares to remember their names because the other 3 women were the fiancé of Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey's best friend Gayle King, and Katy Perry.
The facts, though, were less galactic. Apogee, 105 kilometer, 0G, float time barely 3 minutes. Wheels down at T-minus 10:58. In raw distance, passengers reached scarcely the height a commercial jet covers in 8 minutes at cruise. Marketing framed it as a supernatural journey and a historic breakthrough, but engineers quietly noted New Shepard had already flown 30 crewed missions.
Yeah. Daisy.
Wow.
Look at her nails. So pretty.
Now, so they go up there and they float for like 10 minutes?
At least.
And then they come down.
Let's not minimize this.
No, I know. It's a big deal.
Let's celebrate female astronauts.
And because they were united.
Because a lot of men astronauts, they have to go to school.
Right.
They have to learn how to be a pilot first. Then they have to join the Air Force the Navy. And then they get appointed by NASA.
That's right.
And then they go to space. You know?
But and there has been, that's the other thing, there has been female astronauts.
Let's not minimize this. Let's not minimize this.
This was the same ride. New press kit. The dissonance brewed online within minutes, because space fans know numbers, and numbers don't swoon. Yet the memes would swoop in faster than any fact check. Phones hadn't cooled from live stream cheers when the first split-screen screenshot went viral. Push alert number 1. Katy Perry launched into space. Push alert number 2, 7 minutes later. Katy Perry returned safely. Reply, shortest astronaut arc since Jeff Bezos' hairline. Worse, a clip of Perry kissing the tarmac on touchdown. pure showbiz melodrama, was spliced with a caption, "Me after a 3-hour flight to Vegas."
See, let me just see Katy Perry kissing the ground. Go ahead, Rob. Oh my God! Listen, this is a moment. Look at this moment. Look at this moment. Look at it. Katy. Wow. So awesome. So Benny, what thoughts do you have about this one?
I mean, that almost got me emotional.
Olivia Wilde reposted it. Olivia Munn piled on. The algorithm smelled blood. Then came Megyn Kelly's late-night riff, cackling that Blue Origin's booster looked like a flying nipple, and joking the A-list passengers had boarded Jeff Bezos' phallic fantasy.
Whoa. That's amazing.
I can't. I can't get over. There's so much to talk about. Look at the moon. It's dark. Stace! There was nothing frivolous. I am like Alan Shepard, and I am inspirational. I'm proud of me. Good for me. That's the messaging coming back.
Right? It's so amazing. Like, they went to see space. We're supposed to see them, right? Like, they admired the universe, and what they were expecting was for us to admire the fact that they were rich enough and famous enough to have been granted this utterly vacuous experience from which they learned absolutely nothing. Look at us, we're very wealthy. Don't we look great? Admire us. You know, it's so funny. She said she's heard from women and girls who have said to her, I didn't realize this is something I could do. You know how I know that didn't happen, Megyn? Because it's not something they could do, because they're not friends with Jeff Bezos, right? Like, the whole thing is a farce.
Cable pundits replayed it on loop. TikTok stitched it into dance challenges. The net effect? A feel-good STEM narrative flipped into a luxury tourism punchline, complete with merch. From Zero-G Diva tees to coffee mugs reading, 1 small step, 0 scientific return. Inside Perry's camp, the laughter hit closer to home. Insiders whispered that post-flight, Perry sat in her LA therapist's office, venting about feeling memed to death. Days later, she surfaced on Instagram beneath a fan page billboard with a now famous line, "When the internet tries to make me a human piñata, I take it with grace and send them love." But the grace wore thin. Her comment threads flooded with rocket emojis, nipple jokes, and astronaut one-liners.
Can you go to the New York Post story cover? What a phenomenal title. Whoever came up with this title, give this guy a freaking raise. Send him to the spa. I just show the link, Rob. Just go to the link. Tell me how this is not awesome. Astronaut. Okay, look at this. Rob is going to figure this out. Astronaut. Conspiracy theories swirl about Katy Perry's faked Blue Origin space mission. All right, so before we just show the legendary landing real quick, Rob. This is such a beautiful moment. This may be greater than us landing. Look at this. Look at the way it lands to the ground. None of them break their backs. Look at this. Watch for it. Wow.
Southwest Airlines lands just like this.
The freaking music is awesome. Right? Gladiator type.
Oh, Maximus.
Boom. Look at that.
My back would have been shattered.
You see it? How sick is that, right? Just like motivating.
InStyle noted that she'd remained largely silent until April 29th, when she finally called the web a dumping ground for unhealed. Meanwhile, critics dragged up every recent misstep. Lukewarm early sales of her album, 143, 48,000 units, and out of the Billboard 200 after 2 weeks, plus the optics of re-teaming with producer Dr. Luke. Cue the entrance of the world's sharpest animated hitmen. Comedy Central dropped the season 27 teaser on 2nd April, spotlighting fiery ketamine jokes, P. Diddy floating through space, and, blink and you miss it, Katy Perry's cartoon face wobbling in 0G.
Times have changed. Kids are getting wild.
have you been taking ketamine? Because I think it could really help you.
The season's logline, Chaos makes its way to Colorado, premiering 9 July 2025. Leaked storyboard blurbs, first splashed by IGN, then memed on TikTok, describe Perry, Gayle King, and a moon-booted Diddy drifting inside a nipple-shaped shuttle, while Jeff Bezos tests anti-wrinkle serums on them. Another cell shows Perry's cheeks literally melting. South Park's nod to the myth that your face pulls in microgravity. Fans roared. Perry's team reportedly phoned Paramount to plead for leniency. But why run Diddy into the gag? That's where celebrity scandal meets orbital escapism. By mid-2025, the music mogul faced a blizzard of lawsuits ranging from racketeering to hush money schemes. Tabloids joked he'd launch himself past subpoena altitude. South Park seized the bit. Cartoon Diddy read Solo Cup floating, taunting Perry for only buying an economy hop. The writer's subtext is lethal. Rich icons use luxury rockets to dodge earthbound accountability. Parker and Stone also riff on class optics. Small-town South Park kids watch the launch on a grainy TV while wildfires rage behind them. Guess rich people gotta get above the smoke to breathe, Stan mutters. The gag lands because, under the jokes, the truth hurts. Back on stage, Perry's brand trembles. During an April 25th Monterey show, Perry roamed the catwalk in slow, exaggerated moonwalks, murmuring, "Zero gravity feels," into the mic. Clips hit X overnight. Viewers likened it to improv without a punchline. Meanwhile, 143 stalled internationally. Latin America dates sold fine, but North American arenas offered 2-for-1 packages by May. Marketing consultants warned that the space stunt blurred her narrative. Pop star, activist, astronaut, audiences couldn't latch on. A Vegas radio host quipped, "Her brand's in freefall." And this time there's no booster. She tried to pivot, donating signed flight gloves to a STEM charity auction, only to see commenters joke the gloves hardly left the troposphere. Yet the conversation was growing bigger than one singer. Critics like astrophysicist Dr. Mike Pearson compared new Shepard's profile to a luxury roller coaster that spews carbon equivalent to 10 transatlantic seats for every minute aloft. Reports by scientists for global responsibility called billionaire joyrides environmental vandalism for the super rich. The contrast sharpened when NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore finally splashed down after 9 months marooned on the ISS, an odyssey overshadowed by Perry's 11-minute cameo. Add feminist backlash. Headlines crowded about representation, yet critics noted the mission required no STEM training. Representation without rigor is just cosplay, wrote one columnist. The culture war vortex spun on. So where does this rocket road lead next? Katy Perry wanted a once-in-a-lifetime headline. She got an internet saga. When South Park airs its July premiere, the memes will spike again. Fresh reaction videos, hot take podcasts, merch runs titled, "I Kissed a Rocket." Some viewers will cheer the satire, others will call it bullying. Either way, the roast ensures the Blue Origin escapade joins the canon of pop culture absurdities, filed somewhere between Fyre Festival and Tom Cruise on Oprah's couch. So what do you think? Was the flight a genuine bid to inspire girls in STEM, or a champagne-flavored publicity stunt? Did the backlash go too far? Or is satire fair play when a celeb sells science like a red carpet photo op? Drop your verdict below and smash that subscribe if you want the next cosmic controversy delivered hot. Because in the age of influencer rockets and viral ridicule, the distance between the stars and the meme pool is, apparently, about 105 kilometers.